Hello everyone, and finally welcome back to another Carsexposed video. Apologies for the last couple months there with the lack of videos. I've been really busy, and especially in the last month trying to get this place organized. So this is the first video here in a new workshop. I had 2 or 3 cars pretty much every day, which I wasn't expecting, and I'm still trying to get used to this sort of new setup, a new life, ordering parts, you know, booking the cars in. So it's been quite interesting, but thanks for the patience with me. And today we have a interesting case, I believe. This is a 2009 Peugeot 207cc convertible, charging issue, charging fault, message on the dash and the battery light coming on. This car came from a friend of mine's garage. He tested the alternator, the battery, everything is okay. I did also do a battery a voltage drop test, everything's fine. And I'd like to thank Rogério for sending me the car in, helped me out here starting. Also, I have diagnosed this car about 10 days ago, and I've got the parts for it here, which from Peugeot is about 550 quid, which is always concerning to me when I have expensive parts, making sure the diagnosis is right. But this part cost me 60 quid. Hopefully it's gonna fix this problem. And so let me show you the faults that I have here on our BSI, or body control module, or body system interface in this case. Unexpected initialization fault coming from the BSI, fault absence of communication with the battery charge status unit, and I believe my friend sending me this car here because there is a concern there might be a BSI problem. Now I'm going to start the car. I've got the multimeter there checking the voltage, and it takes a while for the message to come on, but it will. And you can see that it will start charging in a second. There we go, up to 14 volts. So the alternator is charging as it should. At this point, no message. Let me go into the live data here. And another thing that I noticed when you get the message on the dash, which will come up there, and the battery lights as well, the revs goes up, which to me, it tells me that the communication between the body control module and the alternator, which is done by a lin-bus line, is okay, because it sees a fault and it goes into a strategy, you know, giving 14 volts. So still loading live data, no messages, no battery lights. It takes a couple minutes for the message to come on. Taking ages to load. Hopefully the message is not gonna come on before this. Yes, we are here now. So I've taken a picture of the screen here. So main status of the electrical system, ignition and operational generator, and then the status of generator normal. Emission system, blah blah. 14.3 volts putting out. Forced charging of the battery inactive. Oh, that's interesting. Forced recharging of the battery inactive. Alternator exciting voltage. Request of the regulation normal. Okay, so all seems normal here. The last time, if I remember correctly, I'll get a different message here when the fault comes on. So we're gonna carry on just monitoring until the message comes up. And try to notice that rev range as well. Let's see the rev at the minute. There you go, the fault is 800 revs. Battery charging faults, battery charge or electrical supply fault. And the revs goes up to 900 now. Still charging, 1405. And you can see here as well, 14.3. So switch and generator not operational. Status of the electrical network generator normal. Emergency mode active. Request regulation normal. So to me, obviously the BSI is talking to the alternator fine, but there is a problem with the monitoring of the battery charge. So there we go. See any more faults? And we should have those 2 faults still. Service battery voltage fault. Oh, I've never seen that message there. So we've got 3 faults now. Okay, so like I mentioned, voltage drop test between the battery and the alternator and the body of the car. Everything absolutely perfect. I haven't checked the lin-bus line from the alternator, but for what I can see, the BSI can control the voltage from the alternator. So next, I thought concentrate on our battery voltage little module here, and everything seems okay. So we have 2 lines here, which will be 12 volts. That pin, well, terminal 30, which is, let me have a look. Is actually in the wiring diagram is actually the other way around. So 1 should be terminal 30, and then 2 should be the lin-bus. But in this case here, 2 is terminal 30, so battery voltage, and then pin 1 is our lin-bus, the top line, and then you have a harness that is connected to the body of the car. Don't know if I can show you down there. It'll be difficult, but yeah, so it's basically bolted to the body of the car. There's one in there, there's one underneath the battery. So let's test this guy, see what signal we get. I already test obviously the battery voltage between the cable and the body, like I mentioned, so is everything perfect. So we're going to concentrate on those 2 wires there. I have the picoscope ready to go there. So the bottom line, 12 volts, and then the top one will be our blue channel. It's going to be our lin-bus line. Let me do a screen record for this. Start recording. And that is our signal. All right, so as you can see there, so our red trace, 12 volts, perfect. And our lin-bus line, I don't know if you can see it, but that's definitely not a good one. Definitely not a good one. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to unplug it and see if we get the signal back. Unplugged, and as you can see, our lin-bus signal is back as it should. So that's how I well, I'm pretty confident it's going to be this unit, because I'm plugging, you get the signal back. Let me put it back in again. Again, back to our funky signal there. Then unplug it. Signal comes back. So that's pretty it. So that's what I did. It doesn't matter if you turn the ignition on or the engine on. Let me do that as well. But alright, so the car's running. Signal is bad. Take it off. Signal is back. On again. Signal is bad. So I'm gonna change this unit and see if we got it right. bottom pin on our 12 volts, and then our lin-bus signal at the top, pin 1, and let's see what the scope says. Is it car fixed or not? Let me put the screen capture here as well. Oh, it has been recording. It's been recording the whole time. Let me stop this. Start a new one. Starting. Right, key on. Right, I do have something, but it doesn't look too good. That's no good. Let's see if we have any faults, but it's not looking good. Let me remove it. Plug in again. Let me unplug the connector itself. Signal's good. Back in, the same thing. Absolutely the same thing. Absolute the same problem. Or should I don't know if I should have cleared any faults or not. Trouble codes. Let's clear the GCs. No faults detected. We definitely don't have a good signal. Straight away, fault absence communication with the battery charge unit. Supply. Request normal. Ignition operational generator. Well, let's run for a little bit. That's definitely puzzled me now. Definitely puzzled me now. Now, do we have a second hand faulty unit? There you go, battery charge or electrical supply fault. Revs went up. That changed, switch and generator not operational. That's no good. Oh no, big mistake. As always with this channel, guys, I'm okay to share all my mistakes and my failures, if you like. And I don't know how it happened, but I diagnosed this car wrong. And I'm really interested to see the guys that obviously, the community that have more experience with the scope, where I went wrong with the signal or with the diagnosis. I was kind of on the right track, but I don't know, a bit unlucky, I guess. We do have a open circuit in the wiring. Now, I will make the waveform available and I'm interested to see what the waveform is going to be after the repair. But any of you guys that has experience with this scope, feel free to analyze the waveform. I will make it available through a website that I created recently, and I would love you guys to analyze it and then perhaps find where it went wrong, so it doesn't happen again. I don't mind pointing out my mistakes, you know, being critical about any. I don't mind, really, I don't mind. So feel free to analyze it, make a video about it. There's quite a few guys that they are good with waveforms and have a channel. Please make a video if you can, if you wish to make a video, and point out where it went wrong, because that way we can all learn. So anyway, we have a open circuit in the wiring. Now, why I was having a lin-bus signal or a signal, I cannot explain. Or there is, maybe I can. But anyways, I removed the body control module. So it's here, the BSI, 40 pins, black plug, pin 3, that's our lin-bus signal from the battery sensor. And I did a continuity check to our plug, pin 1, no continuity. So okay, look at the wiring diagram. It says we have another connector, which is here, 3 pins connector. And then, oh, sorry, I had to put the light on. So follow the wiring from our plug down here, and then I saw this shrink wrap over this cable, and the cable changed color. That's our battery voltage, terminal 30. It comes here to the battery. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you, but it comes up here fine. Unwrap all this loom, gets to, yeah, unwrap this loom, comes to here, and as you can see, this is our cable, all chewed up. There's nothing, there's no connection in there. I mean, if there were connection, maybe when it was in place, wrapped inside, it was, I mean, it's open circuits here, it's just held up by plastic. And when I was unwrapping this, it was all sort of corrosion dust. The battery was definitely leaking. What's the battery? As you can see here, the battery is leaking. There was a bunch of corrosion there as well. So it was basically, I think it was leaking on the top of this cable. It doesn't seem to have any more damage anywhere else to any other wire. But this one is definitely open circuits. Now, how I was getting some signal? It should be open circuits. I have no idea what happened. But maybe it was grounded here somewhere, or maybe it was a little bit closer, you know. It was just being, you know, just touching, you know, not a very good connection. But I couldn't see that on a waveform, and obviously I'm not that experienced with waveforms, but I you know, when I unplugged it, for me it was a good signal. So at least we found the problem. Here it is. I'm gonna repair this loom now, put everything back, fit our BSI back, and then we do another capture. But big mistake, big miss. I'm still annoyed about it, but you know, we live and learn. Keep tracking. Right, so everything back, battery back. I left this the second-hand sensor there for the battery. Peugeot back in, the wire repaired. We got the scope ready here, but I just want to check if we have any faults with the BSI. Just make sure we don't. Just make sure. Well, I'm just curious to see if we're gonna have any fault with the BSI first before we scope it. Right, switch off and on again. Press OK. Trouble codes. Nothing. No fault codes detected. That's great. Now live data. Okay. Supply. Main supplies. Excuse me. Alright, so here we have. Let's start this engine. Okay, so everything is normal. We should start charging in a second. There you go, 14 volts. Request for regulation low. Okay. Switch and generator not operational. Oh, there you go. It changed. Ignition and operational generator. So that's all good as well. The states of generator normal. Alright, so I think it's fixed. I think. Now let's go and see if we can check for any faults, because that 066 would come back straight away. No fault codes. Although we don't have any message on the dash right now, it should take a couple minutes to come on. This 066 fault would be here straight away, so no faults detected. So that's good news. Right, I'm just gonna wait another couple minutes here with the engine running, but it seems to be all good. Alright, so nothing yet. I'm going to wait until 19 past 1. Check for fault codes again. I ask to turn the ignition off and on. Not gonna do that. Right, so definitely I think it should be on by now. Definitely should be on by now. So we're gonna go and scope that sensor, the battery sensor, and see what waveforms we get. Right, so I'm running the screen capture now. Our battery ground. Then our 12 volts again. And our lin-bus signal. Right, so the BSI is on at the minute, so let me show you here. So although I've turned the key off, our BSI is still awake. So as you can see, a much better signal. And if we disconnect, let's see what we get. All right, disconnected now. Is it any change? I don't think there's any change there. Oh, there's slight change. Let's connect again. Slight change there. I need to analyze that. But there you go, guys. We don't have that 6 volt to 12 anymore. And also the signal is a little bit like a saw, you know, I had like a mountain there. Saw teeth. So there we go. Good signal. 1/4 to 2. Definitely not 1/4 to 2. I've been running the car for a little bit longer. No warning, no battery warning, no message on our little display of battery charging, and also no faults on our BSI. So I'm pretty happy about that, and that's it for today, guys. I not got burned on this one. First video in the new workshop, and I got burned, but I'm not too upset about it. The car is fixed. That's the main thing. Found the problem and learned a good lesson. Definitely not gonna make the same mistake again, hopefully. And again, I'll leave the 2 waveforms before and after in the description, a link in the description to a website where you can access the 2 waveform. You only need to have the Picoscope software on your PC, and then you can have access to the same waveform that I captured here. Feel free to analyze it, to make a video about it, to critique me or show me where it went wrong. I've got pretty good idea now where it went wrong. So, but it'll be interesting to see what you guys think. I was talking to Darren, Mechanic Mindsets, just now, and I'm hoping he'll make a video about it because he's really good explaining stuff like that, which I'm not. But that's it, guys. Lesson learned. Wire damaged, and the car is fixed. That's great. That's all it matters to me. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.